Hello, my dear lovely viewers. You're welcome to today's class. For this period, we shall be solving and be concentrating more on past questions from WAEC because the WAEC examination is going on during this period of time. And I'm wishing all my students out there the best of luck in your examination. Stay tuned to my page, and I assure you that you will find one or two things that will be beneficial to you or that will help you in one way or the other in your examination. I can assure you that. So let's look at this past question from 2022, which is last year. Is an objective question, question number 28. And you know my bone of contention. You know my interest. You know what I love doing is the calculation aspect of chemistry. So let's look at the question which says that a hydrogen chloride gas reacted with oxygen gas to yield water and chlorine gas. The mole ratio of the hydrogen chloride gas to water is. So we have four options here. We have to solve and see which of these options is the correct answer. So let's begin. So the first step for us to solve this type of question is to interpret the question, that's a statement step by step. It says a hydrogen chloride gas, that is HCl, okay? HCl reacted. Once you're seeing this word reacted, just know that you have to write a chemical equation. You're required to write out a chemical equation. They say it's reacted with oxygen gas. So plus oxygen gas, which is O2. To yield, that's the product now. Water. Water is given as H2O, and that's plus chlorine gas. Chlorine gas is Cl2. Okay, so that's the first step. The first step is to write out the chemical equation, which we have done. After writing out any chemical equation in chemistry, you have to check if that equation is balanced. Because if the equation is not balanced, whatever you solve afterwards will not give you the correct value. So let's look at this equation if it is balanced. Here, at the reaction side, we have hydrogen here has a value of 1. Here, hydrogen has a value of 2. So we can see that hydrogen is not balanced, right? So chlorine here has a value of 1. Chlorine here has a value of 2. Oxygen here has a value of 2, while oxygen here has a value of 1. So obviously this equation is not balanced. So let's balance the equation. Since hydrogen here is 1, hydrogen here is 2, if we add 2 to this here, hydrogens become 2 and chlorine becomes 2. So now we have our hydrogen to be 2, chlorine is 2. Hydrogen here is 2, chlorine is 2. So hydrogen and chlorine are all balanced. So what we are left with now is for us to balance oxygen. Oxygen here is 2, but oxygen here is 1. So for us to balance oxygen, if we decide to put 2 here, oxygen becomes 2. So oxygen is now balanced. But now it has affected hydrogen. Hydrogen now becomes 4 because 2 times 2 here, our hydrogen now becomes 4 for the product side. But coming back to the reactant side, for us to make hydrogen to be 4, then we have to clean out these 2 and make here 4. If you make here 4, now hydrogen becomes 4. But it has affected chlorine. Chlorine has now become what? Chlorine now becomes 4 as well. So now chlorine here is 4, but chlorine here is 2. To balance chlorine here, if you add 2 here, this becomes 2 times 2 and chlorine becomes 4. So looking at this now, our hydrogen now is 4 on the reactant side. On the product side, hydrogen also is 4. Coming back to chlorine, chlorine here is 4 on the reactant, and on the product, chlorine also is 4. So chlorine is balanced. So coming here, looking at oxygen now, oxygen here is 2, but oxygen here also is 2. So this chemical equation now is balanced. So with this, you can move on. Okay? So the equation becomes 4HCl plus O2, and the product is 2H2O plus 2Cl2. This is a balanced chemical equation. So let's move on.